Alrighty, good morning. Good morning, good morning. It is Wednesday, March 4th, and today I'm going to be talking about how I took an unfortunate loss on NASDAQ today. Or sorry, ES. I have not traded this entire week so far, and that's mainly because price has been just poopy. Honestly, we have not left this range in about the last, I don't even know, dang near half a month. We've just, I mean, look at this. We've just been doing nothing, and it's just kind of, not helping us. Say. But overall, I don't think today was as a result of that. But yeah, yesterday super consolidated, just really nothing happened, and then Monday we really had the same thing where it was just a push up and then just consolidation the rest of the day. But yeah, if we look at today on the 4 hour coming into market open, we had this 4 hour gap above here on both indexes that had not gotten inversed yet. I believe it was tapped into. I don't know exactly, but overall we're looking relatively bullish. We show that more on the hourly time frame. Relatively bullish. Filled in this gap on both indexes. Filled in this gap on both indexes, and then in this also, I think I failed to realize, hey, we have a very strong bullish day, and I think I could have done better with understanding that and understanding why we have a bullish day. And I mean, look at London session. Yeah, filled in this gap, moved off from it, and I feel like that could have helped me in the trade that I took today. But if you look on the 15-minute time frame, this is kind of going to be my condition on the day, or at least I wanted to see what we did with it. As far as, fill it in, inverse it, what we were going to do. And yep, that was pretty much that. I mean, we ended up inversing it on ES, which is hence why I took the trade. But yeah, basically we inverse it. I'm looking more for shorts. There aren't really many short draws to the downside, in my opinion. And I should have kept this more in my mind when trading. But the only draws that we have are these lows that were used to fill in this gap and move higher off of both indexes. If we were going to target those, my kind of rule is you're going to need confirmation down to these after a retracement, because I'm not just going to market enter down to these lows. Other than that, there really isn't a whole lot to the downside, and I should have kind of kept this more in my mind when trading. There really just is not a lot to the downside. To the upside, we do have practically triple equal lows on NASDAQ, equal highs. We did technically break above these highs on NASDAQ, but then we also have the exact same thing on ES where it's super stacked up highs. And in my opinion, this is also just a much better draw than this. But as you'll see in a second, we didn't really confirm that off of market open, and that's, I think, kind of what threw me off. But yeah, right off of market open, we end up coming up. I mean, we can even look at the 5 minute. 5 minute looks beautiful, and then the next 5 minute candle, we just go down. And I think this is just, part of this whole ranging, because everything's going on in the world. We're just in a range, you know what I mean? And we didn't really leave that. I think that's kind of what tripped me up, and what I could have done better off of as well. But yeah, on both indexes right away, we kind of had a little spike up, and then we pushed down on both of them. ES ended up inversing this gap, which is what I kind of was talking about earlier. NASDAQ did not inverse this gap, and that's something that I think failed to see. And then from there, I would say, if you look at it, from here, does it look like we're going to, sweep out these lows? In my opinion, yes. And this is kind of why I took the trade, is we pushed past these, this fair value gap, and we pushed past it to the point where I would say we confirmed our draw. Then from there, we made a retracement up into this 5 minute gap right here. And then from there, we ended up getting confirmation and confirmation, and this is where I entered off of this confirmation. I feel like when taking this trade, I was a little like not rushed, but I would say I was definitely a little like not wanting to miss this trade. Like I saw this confirmation, and then I was just kind of like, okay, I don't want to miss this trade, but it kind of did. I'd honestly want to say forced. It kind of did feel more forced, in like I was like, okay, I don't want to miss this, you know. Basically, that's kind of what it was. I feel like I didn't really want to take a trade down to these lows coming into market open, but I felt like I didn't want to miss this. So I think that's something that definitely wasn't good. And then we ended up chopping around a decent amount. It was not looking bad after this inverse gap, but then it just kind of did nothing. News came out at 9 o'clock, absolutely stopped us out, and that was kind of it. I would say on a better price action day, if we got the same setup, it would have probably played out differently. And overall, I think probabilities just didn't work in our favor today, but there are definitely things I can improve on. And I think some of that is recognizing how we had a much stronger draw to the upside on NASDAQ, and just also the fact that we were relatively ranging. You know, we weren't making super good price action. It looked decently good when we had this push down here, but you know, it didn't. It still wasn't the best. Obviously, we didn't know it was going to do this when we took the trade, but yeah, I would say overall could have done better for price action wise. And then from there, just the fact that Nasdaq did not inverse this gap and really looked like it was just rejecting and continuing to be in this range, that could have told us that, hey, ES is kind of doing the same thing. It just happened to be that we pushed past this gap. So overall, definitely I'm okay with the trade that I took. I think there's things to improve on, but overall, I feel like I did have confirmation though. You know, we confirmed our draw. We tapped into a 5-minute retrace or 5-minute fair value gap, and then we got confirmation out of that. Trade just didn't play out, and I think that's mainly just because draw was not the best. Better draw to the upside, and overall price action just has not been the best. So I think coming into the next to the rest of this week, I just need to make sure that I am doing exactly what I know I need to do, and that I'm not, you know, forcing any trades that I shouldn't. Today wasn't necessarily a bad trade, I would say, but I feel like I was more wanting to trade because I hadn't traded at all throughout this week. So yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of me talking. But it's definitely a bummer to have that happen. But I do know that this is all part of the process. And, you know, I'm content with that. I really am. And this journey's hard, you know what I mean? There's a reason why not many people get through it, and it's because it truly is hard, and it will mess with you. But I know that the only way that I will not fail is if I do not quit. So I'm not quitting. But yeah, I mean, if you're watching this, dang, thanks for watching on like a 12-minute video. But love and appreciate you.